Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here, and welcome back guys to another video. And this video is all about the event Revival, Game Not Over. Hello boys, we have a BBC Micro setup. Paul is getting into it. Oh yeah! We've got Ian sitting there, we've got Mark over there, we've got the nerdy geezer. We're chilling out to some Amiga.
Jesus on ease.
Jesus on ease, apparently. But yeah, we are here. We are in Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton.
Happy Friday.
Hey. So guys, Revival, Game Not Over 2024. Wow, have we been waiting for this event. The last one was back in 2020. And it was just before lockdown. It was a smaller event. Really good socially. As all revivals are. As you'll see throughout this video and the coverage of the event. This is all about socialising. It's such an amazing social event. You get to meet so many like-minded people. And where do we begin? Right at the very start. Lee, nerdy geezer, travelled by train to sunny Suffolk to meet me at the Retro Realm. He got to look round the realm, and then I brought him back to the Sega pad where we had a few beers and was chatting about what we could look forward to in Revival. This was Lee Nerdy Geezer's first Revival event, and I was telling him about past events and the like, and we decided to set out Friday. I had done the driving, and a couple of local lads that I know really well, some good friends of mine, Mark Reed and Ian Stewart, they travelled to mine and we left from sunny Suffolk on the haul up to Wolverhampton. And yeah, that was a bit of a grueling drive, if I'm being honest with you guys. But yeah, that was something in itself. 4.5 hours I think it took us to get there. Just under 5 hours, and we managed to get to Wolverhampton, and we had booked an Airbnb because there was a number of us YouTubers, and we thought it would be cheaper than a hotel. And do you know what? It was a brilliant idea. Not only were we having such a laugh at the event, but it was a laugh outside the event. You know, we watched films, we drank beer, we played games, as you saw in that cheeky little intro at the start. Alex's first go on the Sega Saturn. Astal.
The first game on Astal. So is this like a big seller for the Saturn?
It was only ever released in Japan and America. It never come out, pal.
Right, okay. So
this is a Sega game, isn't it?
Exclusive.
But look at them graphics, look. Gorgeous looking.
Gorgeous. I've got Blow.
Well,
I've got Punch.
can we get some?
And I've got Jump. Okay.
Go.
It reminds me a bit of sort of
Oh, what's that game?
Aladdin or something.
Flicky, is it? What's that one on the
Flicky,
CD?
Beautiful sprites.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous looking.
Game I owned played for ages.
But before we get to Revival, let's just talk a bit about Wolverhampton. Now, Ginger Hippie Gaming, before we set out to Revival on the Saturday morning, all feeling a little bit fragile from the drinking on the Friday night before, he took us into Wolverhampton. We visited a number of shops. Standout shop would be Forbidden Planet. What a shop that is. I've never been in a Forbidden Planet before. There is none in East Anglia or none close to where I live. And I've always meant to go and see the one in London, but just haven't got round to it. And I was blown away by that store. That was awesome. And I did pick me up a American Werewolf in London figure. I don't know if the glare is going to be any good on that. If the glare is too much, guys, I will do some B-roll of the American Werewolf in London. Absolutely love this film. One of my favourites. And I had to buy something from Forbidden Planet. So I got myself this awesome figure. The figures are starting to grow in this collection. They really are. He took us to a number of sort of toy shops, second-hand shops. But the standout one was the one run by his good friend Adam. I'll put some pictures up now of that and some footage. And yeah, I picked up a load of stuff in there, but I'll share that with you guys later because that will lead on to some other pickups. Yeah, I picked up a number of things from Side Ginger Hippie Gaming, which I'm going to share later in the video. I picked up a lot. I spent a lot of money before we even got to Revival. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, we was in an Airbnb. Now, I don't want to forget anyone, but there was myself, Lee Nerdy Geezer, Paul Retro Bait, my brother Paul. There was Mark Reed. There was Ian Stewart. There's Pete on a retro tip. Sorry, Ginger Hippie Gaming, and my dear friend Alex. Nintendo Arcade Archive. I love Alex. He's a great guy. Was there any more of us? There was people that come and go. We had Scott Harrison there at one point, and Dave Ashton. It was great to catch up with you, Dave. It's been too long. Pedro popped in and came and see us at the Airbnb as well. But yeah, after going around Wolverhampton, we then went to the race course, to the main event.
What is it? Basically, it's like a joystick pad for the Amiga, but it's the keys.
This one's in version.
Yeah.
Have you found the bargains, boys?
Well, I found something weird. Have a look at that.
What is that?
But it opens like this.
Look how it opens.
Wow, that is cool.
It's a
What
music
is that?
tape, but
It's a music tape with nothing on
look,
it.
and you press it in, it just...
I have never seen one of those. That is
I've got
really
it.
cool. What's it called?
I don't know.
Sample.
£3, I'm going to have to get that.
You've got to get that. The real standout thing for me in regards to Revival is you've seen some of the footage now of me wandering around all the different arcade machines, the stalls, the stands. You know, there's so much standout stuff. But for me, it's the social. It's getting to meet like-minded people, whether they're fellow YouTubers, stall holders, just general public, just walking around. It's an absolutely amazing atmosphere, not to be beaten, I don't think. And I got to speak to so many people. Now, I am going to try and remember everyone. I have done a list here of all the people that I can remember that I met. I apologise right now if I've forgotten you, but there was so many people, and on both days I was carrying a bit of a hangover. So there is going to be a little montage right now of all the people I managed to get a selfie with. let's now run through everyone that I can remember. So there was Gib84. It was great to meet Gibbs. I'd never met him before, even though I've spoke to him for years on Facebook and through YouTube. Dylan, Hyper Trigger X. It's always a pleasure to bump into Dylan. I didn't get to chat to him quite as much as I normally do, which is a shame, but this will be a general topic going through here because there's just so many people to talk to. But yeah, it was great to catch up with Dylan. Eddie Rollercore again, always great to catch up with Eddie. Jay Cybersnake 7, he's always at revivals, and it's the only time I ever really get to see him in person, but it was great to see you again, Jay. Now this guy, I've been wanting a bear hug off this guy for many years. He voted for me years ago for YouTuber of the Month. I've interacted with Russ a lot over the years, and he's a great guy. He really is. I love his content. And it was finally an honour to meet Russ Retro Bear and to get that big, huge bear hug, that cuddly hug that I've been craving for years. It was also a pleasure to meet his good wife, Claire Retro Repair Bear. I also got to meet Colin Cox, who is always in comments and chatting on Facebook. Of course, nowhere is an event without Tootie UK and now his sidekick Daz. I'm always mentioning these two guys at the London Gamer Market, but they were stalling out at Revival. Great to chat to those guys. I spoke to Tootie a lot over those 2 days of the event. It was great to catch up with you, Tootie. Stu, it's always a pleasure, mate. I've mentioned him already. Sega, Saturn Lad, Scott was there. Dave Ashton, which is Pinball, Nintendo Dave. Pedro, VHS Bootleggers. Big Mike, without further ado. Retro. Mike, I must apologise. I didn't speak to you enough, mate. We need to have a proper catch-up. A new tuber and someone I never spoke to before is Brett Bapstar Arcade. Pritchard. He was selling TX 1696, the brand new shooter for the Spectrum Next. That's a bit of a giveaway there in one of my pickups. I also got to briefly chat with Jim Bagley. He's working on a really cool looking golf game. Kind of like Mega Drive graphics, but some awesome water effects. He's working on that game for the Spectrum Next. I finally got to meet James. Oh, what's your YouTube? TNT. Flashback TNT James. I never met him before. It was great to catch up with him. We've chatted over the years. It's great to finally catch up with you, mate. We've also got James, another James, Time Warp James. He came to my meet last year. It was good to catch up with you, mate. Also, Richard, I can't remember his surname, but he does a lot of indie games for the BBC Micro. And I stood there chatting to him for a long time. Alan Chan was there, as always. Rog, he was there as well. Arcade Rog, as I call him. Cine Steve, and a load of the arcade and UK Vackers were there. I forget all of their names, but Cine Steve, I chatted to for a bit, which was great. For the first time, I got to meet Retro Import Gamer. Your real name's eluded me. Oh, I knew I was going to do this, but Retro Import Gamer was there. Alex Nintendo Arcade Archive. Cy Ginger Hippie Gaming. And another guy that I was itching to meet in person. We chat an awful lot online, and that is ZX Tetley Lee. What a tremendous guy Lee is. It was great to finally meet you, bud. Nerdy Geezer, Mark Reed, Ian Stewart, Paul Retro Bait, Pete Armour on a retro tip. Always a pleasure. Pete is an absolute gent. Martin Hobby Lodge was there. Got to chat quite a bit with Ant and Dana at Hidden Chest. We talked an awful lot about retail shops because obviously Hidden Chest Gaming and Retro Realm, we both have a sort of similar setup there. Sean, Retro Games Revived. It was really cool to catch up with Sean. Liam, Retro Ram, I think that's still your YouTube name. It was good to catch up with you, mate. Paul, Inked Northerner, another guy that's been on the tubes many years. The first time meeting you, it was great to catch up, mate. Also, there was Rob, or Fob, is his YouTube. Rob, is your YouTube channel still up? Fob, anyway, he was there stalling out. It was great to catch up with you. Scott, Marathon Gamer, what a gent he is. Absolute legend. Mark Jarrett was there with his Sega mags. I think I have covered nearly everyone. Whew! So yeah, highlights of the event was definitely speaking to Chris and the Vectrix. All the Vectrix set up, playing some of the games, getting to play Tempest with the spinner. That was a real big highlight. Also, Adam Korlak was there with his rare prototype Sega console. There's some footage that I'm going to share of that. What else? What was another big highlight? It was great to play some games. I didn't until very late on the Saturday, and I played more games on the Sunday because we went back for a couple of hours to play some games. I got to play, is it Magnum, the new Spectrum Next game. I've got loads of leaflets here, guys. Yeah, Magnum Clean Shot. I got to play that. It's a shame that wasn't ready for the event because this is Dead Angle on the Master System, but this plays awesome on the Next. What else other little flies have we got in there? Oh yeah, the Bluetooth boombox. I was speaking to Claire, Retro Repair Bear, and yeah, she is actually putting Bluetooth setups into old retro ghetto blasters. I thought that was really cool. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, Retro Repair Bear. Anything you need. So many people were around Russ and Claire's stall. She does all types of repairs, guys. If you don't know already. Hidden Chest Gaming, which I've already shouted out. Oh, a 10% off voucher there. But yeah. More Hidden Chest Gaming advertisements there. So yeah, it was great to play some games, socialise, and just have loads of fun, guys. It was a great event, a really, really good event. I think it was a good turnout, and it was a shame that Jeff Minter was supposed to be there in person, but he couldn't make it. So I think they done like a web chat sort of meeting in the end there. But it was a great day, guys. Absolutely fantastic Saturday. The Sunday was a little bit more relaxed, but that was needed, I think. And like I said, I just spent most of the time going around, chilling out, playing some games. And yeah, what a fantastic weekend. I cannot recommend it enough. A massive, massive shout out has to go to Craig Turner and the Revival team. What a brilliant event you put on, guys. It was fantastic. But before we go, I've only shown one pickup. Let's go through some of my pickups. Right, guys, let's start with some gifts. And these are gifts that I got off fellow YouTubers. First up, Cy Ginger Hippie Gaming. I took a load of stuff for Cy that he's been wanting, that he's spotted in the retro realm over the last couple of years. And yeah, I'll put little bits and pieces aside for him. So I had some gifts for him. He gifted me this, and that is Blood Money for the Amiga. He pulled out a load of Amiga games that he said he was going to take to the event to give away. And this one stood out for me. The nostalgia of seeing that box art just brought it all flooding back. Me and my mate, many years ago, we loved Blood Money. The intro stands out a lot, and yeah, as soon as I see me on my little nostalgic trip there down memory lane, he went Scottish Shores, mate, and really chuffed to add that to the collection. And it's the only physical Amiga game I actually own now, that is Si. So Blood Money, absolutely chuffed sick with that. The other gifts I got were all off Lee Nerdy Geezer. Was kind enough to gift me quite a few bits and pieces here. We've got AC/DC album there, Iron Man 2. He knows I like me heavy metal, so we got that. And we've also got ACD Black Ice. Albums I don't own. Also a Blu-ray. Now, he said that he bought this, watched it, didn't think a lot of it, but Lee isn't really into his horror, and he knows I love it, and that is Ouija. So I will give that a watch, Lee, definitely. The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. Definitely one of the only Fast and Furious films I actually like, if I'm being honest. I don't mind the original one, but I really like this one because it's got loads of drifting, obviously, and it's got loads of 350Zs in it. And you guys know that I love the 350Z. This one was funny because we was in the WhatsApp group talking about films, and I confessed that I'd only ever seen Heat once when it first got released. So he gifted me a copy of that to make sure that I gave it another watch. And finally, off Lee, I got Retro Gaming, a bite-sized history of video games. This looks a nice little book, actually. I was flicking through this earlier. But yeah, the history of gaming, or retro gaming. Nice little book there. I will definitely give that a read. Thank you so much, Nerdy Geezer, for those. Absolutely chuffed with those gifts. But now let's move on to the actual stuff that I picked up from Revival. And what I'll do is I'll show the SEGA. Oh yes, this wouldn't be a SEGA zombie video without some SEGA. There's got to be some SEGA. And first up, off Alan Chan's stall, I picked up a couple of Japanese SEGA Mega Drive games. This one I've already got PAL in the full set, but I had to get it because I love this box art and I love how uniformed it is all the way around. Super hang-on. A great game as well. Come on, it's a fantastic game. In mint condition, all complete. Really chuffed to add that to the collection. To the SEGA wall. And then this one, a Bad Omen. Now, is this Devilish that was released in America? I think it might be. Oh, my mind's eluding me now. I think it is. Because this is the Arkanoid type game. Like an Arkanoid shoot 'em up. But yeah, Bad Omen. I think I actually own Devilish somewhere. Oh, yep, there it is. I believe it's the same game. I could be wrong. Let me know in comments, guys. Am I right or am I wrong? But yeah, Devilish on the Genesis. This never got released in the UK. It did on the Game Gear, I think. But yeah, Bad Omen. And again, this is complete and in fantastic condition, as all Alan's games are. And then finally, off another stall, I got a game that is exclusive to North America. Only released on Genesis, was never available on the Japanese Mega Drive or here in the UK on PAL Mega Drive. And that is No Escape. I do love me a movie license game, whether they're bad or not. I always like to add them to a collection. This is a game I really was intrigued about. Like I said, it never got released outside North America. What was surprising is I was going around the event and people saying, what have you bought? And I showed this off. There was quite a few people, without naming names, that had never heard of this film. And I was quite shocked. I thought this was quite a big film in the 90s. No Escape, featuring, starring Ray Liotta. A great film, sort of set in the sort of like future, a bit Mad Maxy. It's all about Ray Liotta's character having to escape an island prison. Guys, in comments, let me know. Come on, have you seen No Escape? So yeah, really chuff sick to add that to the collection. So yeah, that's the SEGA stuff I picked up. What else did we get? I think we're going to have to go over to the console desk because I picked up two rather large items, hardware here, offside Ginger Hippie Gaming. These didn't come from the Revival event, but very much part of that weekend. So I'm going to share those with you now, guys. So the first epic pickup from side Ginger Hippie Gaming was a BBC Micro. I've been threatening to get one of these guys for so long. Most people in the WhatsApp groups I'm in know that I've been wanting one for a while, and it was my mission to get one this year. I can remember actually watching Pete on a Retro Tips BBC Micro Top 10 Games and really wanting one, and it shocked me that video is 7 years old. So it's interesting with the BBC Micro because it's not a computer that a mate had or I had back in the day. It was a game that predominantly we played at school. This one's all been set up with a SD card. Just hold shift and brake, and that will bring up the menu there. Let's see if yeah, you're gonna have to excuse the flicker in there, but yeah, it's jam packed full of games on there. So yeah, really pleased with that. And then the other pickup, yeah guys, I had to do it. When Si told me he was selling his Vectrix, I just had to do it. I had to get myself one of these. This is the new game. Giving you a sneak peek there of Virazon, which I picked up from Revival. But yeah, this is in fantastic condition. It's got the buzz-off kit in it. This is actually a European Vectrix. This isn't a UK one. So apparently these came standard without the buzz. But it's all been reconditioned. So I said it's all been recapped and sorted out. So yeah, really chuffed to add a Vectrix back into the collection after a sort of a 4-year absence. I think it was 4 years ago I sold my Vectrix. So yeah, BBC Micro, Vectrix added. I'm chuffed sick with those guys, I really am. Let's get back to the Sega wall. So there we go, I've got myself another Vectrix. How many Vectrixes have I had over the years? Quite a few. The last one was about 4, maybe 5 years ago I sold my last collection. And I regretted it, I really did. It's been in the back of my mind to get another Vectrix because of all the fantastic indie games that are being released for the Vectrix. There was quite a few back then, but there's so many more now, and there's some fantastic games. I love all the sort of like UV light boxes you can get with the UV overlays, and Chris was showing some fantastic stuff that's hopefully coming out in the future where you're looking at sort of 3D effects on the Vectrix, which is really exciting, and it's going to be great. Yeah, so, you know, really chuffed to add a Vectrix back into the collection. So another pickup I got after speaking to Chris a lot at his Vectrix stall. His setup is amazing. He's got some great games that he's released. You've got Big Blue, Frontier. I didn't want to go out and buy those games again straight away. I will definitely add them back into the collection, but I wanted to get the new game that he's publishing, and that is Virazon. I cannot say it, guys. You know me, I butcher these names. I think it's Virazon. Let me know in comments, how the hell do you pronounce that? But it comes in a lovely box with a manual. The cart is in the Vectrix, as you'll see, with the overlay. I'm sure I've shown that off in the B-roll. But yes, I had to get this new game. This was brilliant. I couldn't stop playing this at the event. Absolutely fantastic. And then off Ant at Hidden Chest Gaming, I got myself a Pytrex. After speaking to Chris and about the Vec Fever cart, he said, I couldn't go far wrong with a Pytrex. They're easier to get, a lot cheaper, and they'll play the arcade Atari games quite close, like Star Wars and Tempest, which I could not stop playing Tempest with the spinner dial. That was absolutely fantastic on the Vectrix. So yeah, I got myself a Pytrex and done me a good price on this. This is all set up, ready to go. I have tried it out. I couldn't get Star Wars to work on it, unfortunately. It probably just needs an update. But some of the other games all worked fine. There was Vector Blade on there. That was one of them. But yeah, loads of sort of like demos and some of the indie games are on there. But yeah, I need to get some of the arcade stuff working. So that will be a little future project there. If anyone can help me out, let me know in comments down below. You know how useless I am, guys, if you follow my channel on all the tech side of this sort of thing. So we'll put the Pytrex there. And then from the infamous or the amazing shop that Si's friend runs, Adam. I'll put a picture up now. The name of the shop has actually eluded me, but I'm sure I've taken a picture of the front of the shop, so I'll put that up now. I must apologise, Adam. I got to chat to Adam in there, saw loads of stuff. This is the infamous shop where over a year ago now, him and Si unearthed a warehouse full of absolute treasure, whether that be VHS, Betamax, posters, paperwork, cardboard cutouts, video games galore, you name it. If that was available in the 80s and sort of like mid-late 90s, that was in this warehouse. And I had to buy some games, even though I've bought a lot from that warehouse find. Lots of cardboard cutouts and some really nice obscure Spectrum stuff. I wanted to buy something from Adam's store. He done me a fantastic deal on these games, a really, really great rate. And first up, we've got a Vectrex game, Scramble. The box is missing its top flap, but I'm sure in a box protector that will look absolutely fine. These have all got their inlays, guys. I'm not going to pull out all the manuals and inlays. Scramble, actually, I will show you this, has got, which was an added bonus, it's actually got Mindstorm, which is the built-in Asteroids clone game inlay in there, which is absolutely fantastic, as well as the Scramble one. So really chuffed with that. And then, we have got Cosmic Chasm. Another game, I had that back in the day, or in my last Vectrex collection. We've got Starhawk, another one that I did have originally in the collection. That is not going to sit up there. They're going to have to go here. And then finally, a game that I didn't have when I was collecting before, and that is Fortress of Narzod. And Chris said to me, he said that was a fantastic buy, and he said that this is one of the best games out of the original release on the Vectrex. He said it's a really good game, and I'd never played it before because I never owned it when I collected for it sort of like a few years back. So really pleased. I have given this a quick blast. It does look a great little game. Fortress of Narzod, and quite a pricey game. Not far off buying this individually on eBay in what I got this whole bundle for. So really pleased with that. And like I said, they're all complete with the instructions and their overlays. And that leads us to the final game. And I know this game was doing Stu, Tooty UK's head in by the end of the event. It's not because the soundtrack is bad. It's just that he heard it over and over again because the stall was set up right next to him. And this was set up on every way a Spectrum Next can be played. They even had like a mock-up arcade cab of it. It was running on Engos, Spectrum Nexts, and emulation, I believe. And that is the magnificent TX1696. This game, Spectrum Next game, that has been delayed somewhat, and I've been following the progress of this game, what seems like years now. But yeah, it's finally come out. I was hoping it was going to be there at the event because I didn't want to order it online. I had a sneaking feeling it was going to be there. So yeah, really chuffed to finally get this, and it's a cracking game. I'm going to do a video on this, guys. I will do a more in-depth video, but it comes with postcards, even stickers for the little SD card. Cracking game, really good. Looking forward to doing a Spectrum Spectacular covering just this game. And it was great to chat to Brett while I purchased this. It seemed a great guy. very knowledgeable on everything Spectrum Next. And that's it, guys. That is it. That is all my pickups. What a fantastic weekend. Absolutely buzzing. I'm tired now, though, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's been busy. As soon as I got back, it was Eden's birthday on the Monday, so it's been non-stop ever since then. But what an amazing weekend. Guys, if you're on the fence about Revival, make sure you go to the next one, because it's just an amazing weekend. Whether you go for the day or for the weekend, it's great. You get to speak to so many like-minded people. There's some fantastic arcades there, some fantastic pinballs, and every console you could ever want is set up and to play. And do you know what? You ain't queuing for ages. You're not rammed in there like a pack, like a tin of sardines. You know, it was a pleasure to walk around the event. Plenty of room, plenty of areas to chat to people, have a pint. It was actually a cracking weekend. Cannot recommend it highly enough. Again, a massive shout out to Craig Turner and his team. You done it again. You smashed it. An absolutely brilliant time for any retro head or retro nerd. It was absolutely brilliant. I'm going to end it now, guys, so this video doesn't go on and on and on. I'm going to end with a nice little photo montage of all the different pictures I took at the event and over the weekend. Until the next time, I'm Sega Zombie. Goodbye.
Sega Zombie. Zombie.